Yo, people low-key be making movies about things that are actually real, but a lot of people don't realize it. First example, Sharkborn Lava Girl. Now, the whole thing about Sharkborn Lava Girl, the whole plot about that story, Max would have dreams of these characters in his dreams. They were characters in his dreams, and they came into real life. But in Max's dreams, he had powers, but he couldn't remember his powers, right? So look, if y'all have heard before, when you lucid dream, you can control the dream better, right? And one of the tricks, one of the techniques you do to lucid dream better, and now we're talking real life, is you create a dream journal. You write down your dreams so you can remember them, and the more you remember your dreams, it helps you become more lucid in your dreams. Max couldn't find his dream journal, so Max couldn't remember how to use his powers in his dream. People don't even realize this was a story about lucid dreaming. So later on, Max becomes a master lucid dreamer because he doesn't need his dream journal, he gets his powers back, and he beats the bully line or whatever. And by the end, his dream world merged with the real world. But here's the thing about lucid dreaming that I told you in the past. The more lucid you get, the more real it becomes, the more real it seems. It becomes just as real as this waking world or what they would call reality here. And I'll be telling y'all, it's just another dimension. Your consciousness just has to be on a certain level. You have to be on that dimensional consciousness of that dimension stronger to be able to experience it, to be more present in that experience when you're in the dream world where you go to when you sleep. This movie that we watched as kids is a perfect representation of that. It's all about Max's dreams coming to real life, him losing his dream journal and forgetting parts of his dream because he was going through his dreams with Sharkborn Lava Girl in the movie, and he couldn't remember certain things, so he didn't know what to do. But these were all things that were part of his dream, and certain things he would remember, he would know what to do. In the end, where his dreams merge with real life, I believe he didn't even really wake up, because when you become lucid enough, it's indistinguishable. The only thing that's different is that you can control it. But after years later, I have another theory. I have heard that Mother Earth, or the collective consciousness, is moving from a third dimension, duality and karma, which is where we're at right now, and we're moving up into the fourth dimension, which is more about spiritual awakening. They say the dream world is the fourth dimension. You're in a part of the fourth dimension when you're in the dream world. His dreams merge with the real world in the end of the movie. Whoever made that movie is clearly inspired by the third dimension merging into the fourth dimension or rising up to the fourth dimension. Now here's another movie that plays with dreaming. Inception is one of my favorites. In the dream, it's about these agents here that jump into people's dreams, and this is where they find deep, darkest information, and they steal people's information. In the dream, Leonardo DiCaprio, right? His wife, in the beginning of the dream, spoiler alert, whatever, but she's dead or whatever, but she still pops up in his dreams, which gets in the way of his work sometimes. And that's because him and his wife, they used to play with the dream world so much, they used to be in the dream world so much, his wife started to lose touch of what was real and what wasn't, and she felt, okay, this world is just as real as the real world or the waking world. Like, to her, well, to both of them, you couldn't really tell the difference. Like, to her, she's just like, yo, we're experiencing this so much, she didn't want to go back to the real world, because she's just like, how do you know the real world is the real world after what we've experienced here? It's just as real, if not more. Now, another crazy part about that movie is in the movie they have something called dream checks. This is another thing that people do. So in Sharkborn Lava Girl, we spoke about how they have the dream journal. A method that people use to help remember their dreams was help you lucid dream. And now in this dream, they did dream checks, which is another popular method. Dream journal and dream checks are probably the two most popular methods that you can do to help you lucid dream. In this dream, they use dream checks to make sure to know whether they were in a dream or not, because they were playing with the dream world so much, they had to make sure, because sometimes they'll get confused. This is literally something you do in the dream world. You'll do something called dream checks, because there's certain things that you can do in the dream world you can't do in this world, so you have to do it just to make sure that you're not dreaming. Obviously, if there's a thing called dream check, if a person feels the need, they have to check to make sure you're getting to a level where it's almost indistinguishable. There's stories of people who live whole lives in their dreams what feels like months on years, and then they wake up and it was just a day. Yeah, the fourth dimension time works different. I've already spoken about how time is an illusion. Obviously, the person who wrote this movie knows something about lucid dreaming.